How's it going, everyone? What's what's the good word? What's up, everyone? How are you guys doing? So today, after I get off the live, I'm going to start with the Apocrypha, and I'm going to go through all those. The Gooch is here. Hello, Free Spirit. It's good to see you. It's good to see you all. Who else is here? You got that book? Which book, Free Spirit, are we talking about? My first book? Or which book are you talking about? Denise is here. Denise, I think I DM'd you before. Did you get my message? Oh, the one I just showed. Yeah. I have to start going through that. I just need a highlighter, which I don't think I have. No, I do. Never mind. I did. Thank you for the information. Thanks, Denise. So, how is everybody today? Let's give it a little bit for some people to come in the room. How's it going, everyone? Should we warm up or should we just start with the questions right away? I just like listening. I always learn new things that I have never heard of. Okay. Spirit Traveler is here. You're new. Spirit Traveler, how did you find me? Where do we come from? I love that Aquarius right there in your picture. But Aquarius is the man, not a woman. We'll just let some people come in the room first. I'll be right back. Give me one hot sec. All right, guys? What's going on, everybody? So many new people here. Spirit Traveler, how did you find me? I'd love to know. Joe Archuleta's here. What's going on, Joe? So what are we going to talk about today? What questions do you have? I'm going to be on Archaics in 1, 2, 3, 4 days. In case any of you don't know, I'm going to be on Archaics in 4 days. So that should be lovely. Beat you to it, Joe. Oh, your sister is Free Spirit. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're both here. Love the names. Thank you for being here. I want to give it another few minutes for some more people to come in before we start talking about stuff in general. But I'm always here if you guys have questions right off the bat. How are you all doing? I see more people coming in. We are doing our journey together. That's lovely. Good job, Free Spirit. I like seeing that. That's great. All right, so we have a bunch of people in the room right now. Let me start by saying that in about 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to talk about my first book, Into the Rabbit Hole Beneath the Veil. I'm going to have you guys come on, and you can ask questions about it that you don't understand from the book, if you have any. The book is on Amazon. It's Into the Rabbit Hole Beneath the Veil. If you haven't picked it up, please pick it up. $16. You know, that's the cost of what? 2 cases of water? I would appreciate it if you could. Oh, Ernie Stark found you from watching Garrett King. Oh, so you've been watching for a long time, dude, haven't you? What do you think of the work that I'm doing over here? Outstanding work. Well, I just want to share with you guys something real quick because I have something new that I'm trying out. If you go to my website, oh, I'm sorry, I put the wrong website up. Shit, hold on. This is my website, debunkmywork.com. And you'll see my main video What is God? Illuminati hand symbols. All social medias. My book series, where you can get the books. My kid's book. And here's what I wanted to show you guys. So I have a hat, a t-shirt, and a hoodie, and it's only in black. I'm not really doing merchandise. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not selling like Omegas or any of that kind of stuff. Just something that will show your support of me if you pick it up. And if you go to debunkmywork.com, you'll see these three things. The hat and the t-shirt are 25 and the hoodie's 45. So I'm not trying to like fleece you guys. This is not like a $200 Gucci hoodie. You know what I mean? But any of you guys interested in supporting me, I would ask you to please check out Debunk My Work and either pick up a book or a hat or something to just show your appreciation. I can't make you do it, but I can offer it. And if you guys are interested, I would appreciate it. So now that that's out of the way, what kind of questions do you guys have? Oh, here we go. We have one. Do you think we live in a hologram like Jason refers to? I think The Holographic Universe by Michael Talbot is the book to read. Is it a hologram or is it a sim? Do they coexist or are they separate? Funny pun, fleece with the hoodies. Thank you, Karen. Yes, absolutely. But true at the same time. So is it a hologram or is it a simulation? What do you guys think? A hologram or a simulation? Is it both? Is it neither? What do you guys think? You guys have no questions? Really? Let me remove this. Oh, Robert Seffer just followed me on X. One second. How are you all? John Cena's following me now, too, apparently. What do you think about missing years as the Dark Ages? Ernie, you got to be more specific with that. Are you talking about the calendar change? Are you talking about the fact that we're missing years out of the calendar, that history just disappeared? Are you talking about just the age, the Dark Ages, how we didn't evolve? Possible simulation. The idea of NPC may play into this. My Sam. possible. You know, they say 50% of people don't have an inner monologue, right? I don't even know how that's possible. People go to therapy because they hear a voice in their head, only to find out that they don't have voices in their head, that it's their own inner monologue. We're all at different levels here. Some of us have been here 1,000 times, some of us are here once. And it shows. Jari, greetings all. Just have a few minutes, but wanted to say hello. Love Robert S. That's cool. Yes, yes, yes. I'm getting into the breath work for meditation. Have you discussed that before? I don't really talk about meditation. The only type of meditation that I talk about that people do is lighting a non-scented one-wick candle in order to just stare at it for half an hour, just to cleanse everything. It's going to slow your breathing. It's going to put you in relaxed brainwave states. It's going to help clear out your pineal gland. All right, everyone, have a good day. Woodemans, it's good to see you. Sorry, I heard others say that there are missing years from 1300 to 1500. I heard that too, but I never dove into it, to be honest with you. I wouldn't think that that's the case, because in 1307, October 13th, Friday the 13th, 1307, Jacques de Molay and the Knights Templar were destroyed or sent underground after a lot of them were burnt to the stake by the Catholic Church. V2K. Some clients hearing, lots of soldiers on a frequency. It's a bandwidth with receivers like Sabrina Wallace says. Very interesting stuff, Karen. Okay. That makes sense. Everyone's tuned into a different vibration. I can get behind that. Why does Robert Seffer's work seem white supremacist? I don't think it is. I think he's one of the better researchers out there, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't think it is, but I'm if you have examples, please. So how are the rest of you doing? You guys have any questions, or you want to get into anything that we can talk about? No questions. You guys are quiet today. You guys are usually all sorts of up in the arms with these conversations. What's going on today? Let me guess. It's Friday. Y'all are tired, right? Mm-mm. Ooh. All right, we'll see what happens with this. Do you think the number sync codes are specific to individual experiences or universal? Can you please define number sync codes for me exactly? Please. Number sync codes are specific to individual experiences or universal. Maybe the Trump cabinet picks have us scratching our heads. Yeah, he's got some great ones. I just heard that Ron Paul is going to help Doge. I mean, what timeline are we living in? So, I'm cautiously optimistic and hopeful, but I am not by any means asserting that this is going to save us all. Would your zodiac work in, for example, the Dutch version or other language? Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Why do you ask? Raven Kiefer is here. Oh, no, favor all. Hello. Like when we have numbers repeat our experience, like 1111. Okay, so what was your original question? Your original questions are specific to individual experiences or universal. When you're tuned into the right frequency, you will see those often. In fact, when you sent me that message, it was 111, for example. Now it's 112. Um, these are numbers that tell you that you're on the right track to keep going, keep going. I listened to a podcast yesterday that said not to go into the light when you die. I think you recently talked about this as well. Do not go into the light. It is a reincarnation trap. Unless you have an urge to live life on Earth again, when you die, you have to turn around and ask the universe to send your soul back to where it came from, or just place your intentions. Not that I don't believe your work. No, not at all. Not at all. It does work in different languages, absolutely. But you got to remember, Wooters, it's the northern hemisphere. Worth it. Have you read about the history of Pluto's return over USA? In what sense? Because Pluto's about to go into Aqua for 20 years. 20 years. I totally think that we are having this great awakening, and the powers that want to be. Let me start over. I totally think that we are having this great awakening, and the powers that be want to give us this fake one to keep us going down the wrong path. Absolutely, it is in. It is not in their best interest for people to become wise, smart, think critically. They want conformity, and they want you to just toe the line. Do you think the Armageddon in Revelations is referring to the end of the evil timeline and the beginning of a good timeline? No, I think that first of all, there's a lot of talk about whether Revelation even belongs in the Bible. There's plenty of denominations that think that Revelation just doesn't belong. Um, there's some good cases for that too. Um, no, I don't believe so. I believe that it is a fantastical story that is based on astrology. People don't seem to know. Just watch Christopher Langan newer stuff. He pretty much vanished for years. Curious thing, in a subtle way, he points out we create the future inside this simulation. Lights kill the bugs. I like that. I've had 111 come up for 3 days. Gotta go for now. Love to all. Keep doing what you're doing. How can we have light without a shadow? Exactly. That's the story of Peter Pan. Peter Pan is the angel of death. He comes and takes the children to Never Never Land where they never have to grow up. Peter Pan is a breakdown of a couple astrological signs. First of all, Peter would be Pisces. Um, the ruling planet of Peter, of the ruling planet of Pisces is Jupiter or Jew Peter. These are just play on words. Pan was Pan, the Greek god man, one half goat, Capricorn, the other half man, Aquarius. So it's Pisces, Aquarius, and Capricorn. Peter Pan is 3 signs in a row. The use of history dates as JFK dying in November 22nd, Texas. So Trump version 4.0 there today after EU meeting, PSYOPs. I would warn you, Karen, that not every little thing is a PSYOP. Not every little thing can be a PSYOP. But when you start going down rabbit holes, you just automatically assume that everything has been lied to, and you have been lied to about everything. But not everything is a PSYOP. I would let this play out a little bit. Hey, Micah, you don't see Twitter questions? If you're from Twitter and you left a question here, I am seeing it. I do get alerts on my phone, so I keep it next to me. Absolutely. I always ask, why did light have to be created? Then point out the current state where it requires light, frequency, and vibration to maintain the physical nature we're experiencing. Exactly. And who brought the light? Raven? What does Genesis 1:3 say? And God said, let there be light. Well, who's the light bearer? Who's the light bringer? Lucifer, right? That was his job. He brings the light. So Lucifer is mentioned at the beginning of the Bible, if not by action. Well, if not by name, but by action, I should say. I'm stoked for your Archaics meeting. Yeah, everybody seems to be giving me a lot of love about this Archaics meeting. I think he's phenomenal. I think the research he's done is outrageous. I'm very excited to get on his main channel and share my ideas. Can you tell us a little bit how you think of his simulacrum theory? I don't know Archaics' work that deeply, to be honest. I don't. I do know that as somebody who researches and reads all day, I can tell you, this man has done his homework. And I would put him up there with the people that I believe knows what they're talking about. So maybe we'll touch base on that. Lucifer is planet Venus in myth. Correct. Because Venus is the light bringer. What does that mean, the light bringer? Well, when the sun rises in the morning and it's like really dark, but it's starting to like crescent a little bit of light. If you look directly above the sun, it's Venus. Venus brings the sun. Venus brings the light every single day. And if you take Venus and Earth and you circumvent them around the sun in a year's time, they form a pentagram. It's like Lucifer's pentagram. Nikki, hey Mike, I hope you're doing well and your hip is doing okay. Yeah. Things are doing great. Things are doing absolutely great. I love you, man. That's a great movie and it's a great sentiment. Thank you very much. Love that. So now I got more people in here. So let me just remind you, in about 2-3 weeks, we're going to go over my first book, Into the Rabbit Hole, Beneath the Veil. And if I were to give you my website below, that's where you can get it. Or if you want to email me, into the rabbit hole series at gmail.com, I'll put that here too. You want to email me if you want a copy of the first book or you want a signed set, please reach out to me that way. Archaeoastronomy on Oak Island, Nolan's Cross, is pretty interesting. Have you looked into this? No, I have not, but if you want to send me some info on it, I would look into it. I used to watch Archaics, but he teaches everything literal. He may have changed, but confused me a lot. I've never really watched Archaics. I've watched some of his videos past that he's done. But his timeline of history is pretty solid. Got a lot of people that follow him. The other thing I wanted to show you guys real quick is on my website, debunkmywork.com. I have a hat, a t-shirt, and a hoodie. You want to support me? It goes directly to me. And then you get some cute little merch out of it. And I'd really appreciate if you guys support. I don't have a Patreon because I'm not going to have one. So the way that you guys support me is through the website with the books, emailing me for the books, emailing me for the flash drive that has my books and has all my decodings, and or pick up some merch. So, with that being said, what else is going on in the world, guys? What would be your advice to a worried best friend, worried about current affairs, children, GOBS politics? How would you reach to his soul? I would. Give me one sec. I would send him this link. Wait. I would send them this link. This explains everything. Or go to debunkmywork.com, my website, and watch the first video. We talk about today. They want you always worried about tomorrow, so you're not living now, today. Exactly. The news, everything keeps you in a fear state. There are entities out there that feast off of your negative emotions. Emotions are the most powerful thing on earth, and they don't want you to know that. Absolutely. You're welcome. The most evil thing you can do here is to live. Correct. And not buy into any of their bullshit propaganda, and they will get mad at you when you don't. But they can go fuck themselves. What will happen next year? They might try and crash the stock market in September, October, I think, personally. I don't know. It's up in the air. I don't really know beyond that. Leaving live vid and going to your video. Much love from my side. Keep on. Yeah, GB, email me into the rabbit hole series at gmail.com. Let me know what you think of it. So what other questions are going on, guys? Jason claims 1/3 of humans on Earth is going to die in 2040. How can that be true? I don't know what his case for that is, to be honest with you. I'm always a little skeptical when somebody gives sort of an end date prophecy because it never comes true. But he might have some information that I don't know. Again, I really respect Archaics. I don't really follow his work, but I respect his hustle and I respect his absolute just tearing through. He read something like 1,300 books, right? In order to make the timeline. He talks about the vapor canopy and this and the dry ice and unbelievable. Like I would, if he put it all in one video and he just put the timeline, I would watch the shit out of that. Think of Cliff High, Jet Black. What do you think about him? Don't know. Don't know them. Please let me know. Let me know who they are. I'm glad you are going on there. I think it'll be great. I think it will too. Can I share a little hobby when I go for a walk? I try to give every one I pass by a smile. That's amazing. I like that. That's fantastic. I'm back. Jason has triangulated with events in mathematics. This was recently confirmed by Chief Ironbush. I have to watch that video. Who found the same math in Revelations. It's hard to tap into his work, complex and vast. Yeah. The one thing that I think I'm very, very, very good at, that I've been told I'm good at, and that I feel that I'm good at, is I simplify things very well. Best video ever, thought of you. Thank you. Jason is all sun, zero moon. How interesting. So he's all male left brain, is what you're saying. You guys have any more questions? Esoteric path is lonely. It's lonely in the sense that only you can follow your own esoteric path, but it's not lonely because once you start talking your truth and explaining things, your tribe finds you, much like you guys found me. And then, free thinking, you don't have to be all alone. Now, there are people that live in like the middle, in the Bible Belt, for example, or in a small town in the middle of and there's no way they have anybody that could talk to about this stuff because everybody is so small minded. But then you have a bigger soul, and then you go on the internet and you start researching and you find people like me and Jason, and then you realize you're not alone. And you become part of a community. Is Babylonian or tropical Western the preferred of the banksters? Tropical is the preferred of everything. That behind me right there, that's tropical. Have you studied hermetics? Sure. Absolutely. Not like a deep dive into it, but absolutely. Get the Quantum Hermetica, for example. You're welcome, James. What do you think about them trying to cancel TikTok again on January 2025? I don't like TikTok. To be honest with you, I don't like TikTok. I think it's Chinese propaganda. And not only is it Chinese propaganda, but I once did a astrotheology presentation that was being streamed on TikTok Live, and within 5 minutes, 2,000 people were watching. And it was ripped off TikTok, and the person that was streaming it got a strike and couldn't go live for 7 days. Becoming an initiate is horrifying. You question that which shouldn't be. Once you begin, you find others. No masters, egos, or leaders, just initiates a little further down the road. Exactly. Cliff High can find him on Substack. Half Past Human. Interesting. Jet Black is on a Rogue News Field Theory. Now, I've never heard of them, to be honest with you. In what sense? Do you want me to reach out to them? In what sense, though? You guys have any more questions? If, for the most part, if you guys ask me if I've heard of this writer or this writer or this podcaster, I'm always interested in spreading my work to other channels. But I don't know very many of them because shit, Neo. Neo, you had to come with that, didn't you? Where did the Talmud come from? Well, I'm reading it right now, and I'm going through it, and when I get to the end, I'm going to do an episode on it, and I'll get my thoughts formulated for it. The Talmud is basically a compendium of the early parts of the Torah, rewritten in certain ways. And then it's a bunch of rabbis and their interpretations. That's what it is. Cliff is an old friend. He's a contrarian. The woo is real and analogy is fervent. All right, Raven. Keep with the questions, guys. So, just once again, for the new people who are in here, sorry I keep doing this, Into the Rabbit Hole, Beneath the Veil, my first book. We're going to talk about it mid-December. And I want you to see the kind of information that I have piled in here, because a lot of it I can't talk about on YouTube, but I can get away with it if they're in question form, for example, with you guys, and I can kind of skirt and avoid certain words. But this is my first book. It is literally 225 pages. It's not long at all, but it's loaded. Yes, I have heard of Dolores Cannon, Neo. What about her? And on my website, debunkmywork.com, you can get the books, or if you wanted to support me, you can get a hat, a t-shirt, or a hoodie. And I would just love to get this out into everybody's hands, to be honest with you. And it's fantastic. So that's how you guys support me, if you're willing to. Thoughts on the firmament? Are we in a closed system? No. The firmament okay, you guys see me? These are the firmament, the dividing lines between the signs. What the firmament is it's a dividing line between the signs. It represents what's known as a cusp or a handover date. There's different words for it. And I don't think we're in a closed system, to be honest, but there's definitely, it's not a flat earth with a dome and water being kept from flooding us. That's not what the firmament is. What are your thoughts about Pastor Paul and Mike from around the world? I've never heard of those two, to be honest with you. Chris, hi. Data off his web bots from the internet and comes up with predicting the future. And jet black field theory makes more sense than what we're taught about Einstein and evolution. Okay, so email me something. Dolores Cannon finally woke me up from the Matrix. Everything started to make sense finally. Was there a specific work of hers? Sorry, I'm not good at putting my thoughts on paper or on text. You're doing just fine. Okay, no problem. So, I also have flash drives, guys, that have all my decodings and all my astrotheology PowerPoint presentations, all of them, all 70 or 80 of them in the ancient holy books. And my 8-book digital series is on here too. So what you can do is you can get this, get all my work, start reading through and breaking down the astrotheology, and then you can put the books on your Nook or your Kindle or whatever. I have them unlocked for a reason. First book in 3 weeks, and I also have t-shirts, hats, and hoodies. And that's about it. So what is this? Pastor Paul is money-hungry, fear-mongering pastor. Why would anybody watch that unless they were going to rip it a new one? I believe Pastor Paul is a false prophet just like Jim Bakker. They're all nasty. Are they also, what do you call that? What is that called? Prosperity gospel? Are they also prosperity gospels? We All Mad Here is here. So this is my website. We All Mad Here. Can't wait to get your flash drive. We All Mad Here. Email me I'll put it in the chat, into the rabbit hole series at gmail.com. Just tell me that you are we all mad here so that I know who it is, because a lot of time people will be like, I'm Philip, and I'm like, who's Philip? But then if you tell me your screen name on here, I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, we all mad here. Reach out to me. Well, I listen because Mike talks a lot about the things going on in the world. Once Dolores Cannon started talking about aliens, I believed her. I felt like she was telling the truth. Incredible woman. What is the tree of life? Knowledge, or does it apply to the as above, so below concept? That is a question for somebody who is an expert in Kabbalah, to be honest with you. You have the tree of life and then the tree of death. And if you've ever seen something, Libby, let me show you something cool. Mm-hmm. So let me remove this one. So you guys see this? This is the tree of life, the Sephirut. But you'll also see under it is hopscotch. The way hopscotch is set up is identical to the tree of life. So they embed and they encode this ancient wisdom and healing technology without you actually knowing what you're doing, because they don't want you to know the truth. They have no business knowing the truth. It's not yours and it doesn't serve them. Pat Breeze is here. All I'm saying is if you ask people to lunch, there should be food or at least cookies. All right, Pat Breeze. It's a good idea. Nobody know who Mike is. Yeah, I'm not sure about Pastor Paul. But my studies, the tree of life is the central nervous system. That would be the anatomical way to explain it. That would be the anatomical way to explain it. When Dolores Cannon started talking about aliens, I believed her and everything started to make sense. Great. Aggie. Prosperity gospel in a way. The prosperity gospel is shit. Unfortunately, a lot of Christian people just make stuff up. They do. Yes. The tree of life is hopscotch. That's amazing. Exactly. And when you do your little hoppity hop across it, you're manifesting. You just don't know. But if you do know, you can send out intention while you're doing that. And then it's a sort of a spell, as you would call it. Politics and religion seems to be the limiting boxes and divide us. My experience of growth has been largely due to letting them go. Our attention is a currency that is valuable. That's correct. And Shari, have you seen my long astro video? Kate's here. I was talking to Kate earlier. Did you ever look at the archaeoastronomy for the time when the Ascended Masters were supposed to be born over time? I bet it's interesting. No, I haven't gotten that deep yet. I'm still busy breaking down texts with astrotheology, and it's like never ending. There's just so much out there. All religions are basically Saturnism. Correct. Is Gaia a Rockefeller creation? No, but Gaia is very satanic and is trash. Gaia is trash. Just looking what they did to Wilcock. David Wilcock, look what they did to him. Saturnism, I like how you put that. No, what is the title of the large astro video? All right, so I'll show everybody the website again, and I'll show you where to find my shit. Hold on. All right, y'all. Here's the website. Ready? All my socials are at the top right here. Twitter, Insta, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble. Then they have hyperlinks that take you to the drop down. But if you scroll down, the very first video is the video that I was telling you about. So click on that. Then I have What is God? I have Illuminati hand symbols. And then I explain who I am and what my books are about. Then here is my book series. You can click on the individual book titles. They're in order. It tells you to read them in certain order. Here's my kids' book. Here's my merch, my hat, my t-shirt, my hoodie. And then here are my astrotheological videos. Here we start with the Sumerians, and then the Babylonians, and then the Egyptians, and on forward and on forward. And at the bottom of the website, if you go all the way to the bottom, contact me, name, email, message. Goes right to my email, and I answer very quickly. So anything that any of you ever need to support me or to just watch my stuff is on that website. So I'll give it to you again. It's debunkmywork.com. Dolores Cannon channeled Nostradamus. That would be an interesting thing. I love your work, Roberts and Archaics. It's so much information to process after being brainwashed for so long. Thank you for spreading the truth. Well, thank you. Thank you, We All Mad here. Email me. You can either email me direct, or you can just go to the website and scroll all the way down. It's real simple. Love Dolores Cannon. Thanks, Micah. Thank you. You're welcome. David Icke, he does a great presentation on Saturnism. David Icke is incredible. Love David Icke. I was just on Iconic. Oh, actually, no, that's a lie. My video that I recorded with Richard Willett for Iconic, I'm going to be on Iconic Wednesday. So I'm going to be on Archaics on Tuesday, and then the video we recorded is going to be on Iconic on Wednesday. Wilcock was partnered with Corey, not good. That kind of says a lot. A lot of the reason that Wilcock was with Corey Good was because he was being protected by forces by him. It's kind of like you give up a little credibility or whatever to gain protection. Back in 2022, when I found out that hell doesn't exist, I was so happy. I used to be a Christian for 39 years. Yeah, what religion does to you guys, not to you guys, because you guys obviously know better because you're here, but what religion does to you is it capitalizes and it monopolizes on your fear of death or non-existence. People have to know, oh my God, I'm alive here, but when I die, what happens to me? I have to continue. Wait, I get to go to heaven, but I have to follow all these rules? Okay, well, I get to go to heaven. That's the majority of the people on earth. I have an Aries rising. Do you know what it means for me? Gnostic by choice? You'd have to talk to my astrologer, Priscilla, about that. I am not an astrologer. Astrology and astrotheology are like cousins in a family. They are blood related, but they're very different. You'd have to talk to an astrologer for that. You are getting out there, Michael. Well done. Exactly. Thank you, Kate. And for those of you guys, again, I'm not going to have a Patreon. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. I've shown you guys how to support me. Have you ever researched Fortune de Saint Germain? I have not. In what context are you talking about, though? Wilcock, just like most people, are trusting, but when they see the truth, they just walk away from it. Just saying we're all learning on this journey. I just feel bad for Wilcock. I used to be an apostolic Christian. Ooh. So you used to proselytize people, didn't you? I'm talking to my girl who is running my merchandise shop. People are making orders today. Somehow I know these things you just said, but I'm in a sleeping country. You are. We were just talking, weren't we not just talking like half an hour ago, not even, about how people feel alone when they're an old spirit or they're an awakened person and they just feel alone. And then you can come and there's a community here of people that would love to get to know each other. People friend each other on my Facebook and Twitter all the time. Linda's here. Linda's back. Hey. I even used to preach and I was a deacon. Well, you know what a deacon is, Neo? This is the zodiac wheel up here, okay? There are 12 signs and there are 4 seasons. Therefore, there are 3 signs in each season. The first sign in the season is known as the cardinal sign. That's why there's cardinals in church. Now, each one of these 12 signs can be broken down into 3 10-day segments called deacons. That's why there's deacons and cardinals in church, because it's astrology and they don't want you to know. I was so blind. At Neo, Armenian, Neo and Gnostic by choice have a little side convo here. Brandon. I've been watching shows that. No, hold on. I went to Jamie first. Look at the painting of the Last Supper. They got 12 apostles and 4 groups of 3 for the 4 seasons. Exactly. Da Vinci knew this. I've been watching shows that talk about a portal opening up one day, and all these Dungeon and Dragon monsters would come out of it in the near future, and modified humans would defend humanity. It's a little far-fetched for me. Then again, there are aliens in the ocean. Agartha exists in Antarctica. So, what do I really know? How dare the funky ass church demonize astrology when it's the basis of their religion? Exactly. Religion is pointless anywhere because there are actually over 700 books from the Bible that have been taken out by the Catholic Church. Yeah, and I'm breaking those down too. D. St. Germain talks about the 12 divine virtues: alchemy, ascended masters, homeopathy. Ooh, that is right up my alley. Tour website is long. Is the thumb drive on the site? No. For that, you have to email me directly. Into the Rabbit Hole series at gmail.com. I remember when the Catholic Church used to dictate what movies we shouldn't see. Mm-hmm. While all the priests in there are having gay orgies. Did you guys hear about that high up cardinal that had a gay drug fueled orgy at the Vatican recently? Look it up. I think maybe it was a year ago, though. I appreciate the online community to connect with like minded people, but I wish I was surrounded by such people in real life. That's not the luck of the draw. That's not how things work. But people become lifelong friends on social media. Remember, guys, your family isn't who you're just born into. Your family is who you make of it. Religions are the Antichrist, just like you said, put in place to hold us back. Exactly. Watermans, yep. Anyway, guys, so debunkmywork.com. If you want to watch my astro videos, if you want to pick up a book, pick up a merch, watch my astro videos, email me at the bottom of it. And anybody that wants a flash drive, it's at Debunk My Work. I'm sorry, it's Into the Rabbit Hole series at gmail.com. Spirit Traveler, I've ordered your book, Micah. Thank you. My first book, Into the Rabbit Hole Beneath the Veil, which we'll be talking about soon. You'll see how I write. My 39 years in church, I've never seen anyone get healed. That alone should have woken me up. Mm-hmm. I don't follow any religion. Yup. Thanks, Oliver, so much. Okay, we already went over that. Anglican churches have had another pedo scandal recently. Of course they do. Brandon, I sent the request to your website. Ops. Well, guys, it's been about an hour. I will try and be back later on tonight. I don't have any interviews tonight. Last night I was on the radio in New Orleans, and I just really appreciate you guys. I really do. And when I say I'm not going to have a Patreon, the reason I'm not going to have a Patreon is because I don't think any of the information that I find belongs to me. It belongs to all of you. I just hope that you guys, pick up a shirt or something and help support me. That's pretty much all. But thank you guys for being here, and I'll be back soon.